Order, structure, control. For some, these are tools. For Pat, they are lifelines. Every crooked fork, every unfinished task, every deviation from the plan feels like the edge of danger. Not because she wants things perfect, but because imperfection feels like failure. Moral failure, personal failure, relational failure. This is not liking things neat. This is obsessive-compulsive personality disorder, a mind trapped between fear of chaos and fear of losing everyone who feels smothered by that control. Today, we step inside Pat's world. This conversation is a fictional dramatization. Always seek the advice of qualified medical professio. Nals. Morning light in a spotless kitchen. Everything is arranged with geometric precision. Pat's partner, Chris, casually places utensils in the drawer. Pat, rushing over, shouts, "No, no. They have to be aligned perfectly." Chris replies, "Pat, it's fine. They're just utensils." Pat's inner voice, disorder reflects chaos. Chaos means failure. Fix it. Fix it now. Pat realigns every piece with intense focus. Chris says, exhausted, "You're impossible sometimes." For Pat, organization isn't preference, it's survival. But for Chris, it feels like criticism. This is the quiet fracture OCPD creates at home. Office. Pat's coworkers are typing. She reviews a report from a colleague. "You didn't format this correctly. Redo it." Coworker says, "I thought it was fine. It's a small detail." Pat's inner voice, "If it's imperfect, it reflects badly on me. They'll think I'm incompetent. Redo it." Pat says sternly, "Start over. Precision is essential." The coworker walks away, frustrated. At work, Pat's high standards earn respect, but her rigidity burns bridges she doesn't know how to save. Dinner table, beautifully set, perfectly aligned. Chris sets down a dish, slightly off symmetry. Pat, immediately adjusting it, says, "You arranged these dishes wrong. It irritates me." Chris, annoyed, says, "Why do you focus on everything? Why does something so small matter that much?" Organization is crucial. It matters, Pat says. Her inner voice, "If it's not perfect, I'm failing. Everything must be right." Chris slumps back, tired. Pat sees structure as love. Chris sees structure as suffocation. Both feel misunderstood. Pat's living room. Her friend Davina casually picks up Pat's notebook. Pat snatches it back. "You can't touch my things without permission." Davina says, "I just wanted to borrow it. It's not a big deal." Pat's inner voice, "It is a big deal. Boundaries must be strict. If I loosen them, chaos wins." "That's unacceptable. Please don't touch my things," she says to Davina, who looks confused and hurt. To Pat, boundaries feel protective. To her friends, they feel like walls. Evening. Pat and Chris getting ready for a date night. Chris sits on the couch. "Can we relax the plan tonight?" "Just flow with it," Chris says. Pat, frozen, replies, "No." Deviating causes disorder. Her inner voice, "If I let go, everything falls apart." Chris says, "You never compromise." "I'm trying, Pat, but sometimes I feel like I'm living inside your checklist." Pat, soft but stubborn, "I can't just relax the structure. It's everything." Plans give Pat peace, but that peace becomes a prison for both of them. Bathroom mirror. Pat stares at her reflection, breathing heavy, aware that Chris is drifting away. She whispers, "Why can't I just stop? Why can't I be flexible?" Her inner voice, trembling because if you loosen control, you lose your worth. Tears gather, but she pushes them back, perfectly controlled. OCPD doesn't feel like superiority. It feels like fear disguised as discipline. Pat, after long consideration, decides to seek help. Therapy office. Calm, warm lighting. Dr. Liam. "Pat, what do you fear will happen if things aren't perfect?" Pat says quietly, "Everything will fall apart. I'll fall apart." Dr. Liam. "And what would happen if things weren't perfect for 1 hour?" Pat hesitates. The question itself is uncomfortable. Pat eventually says, "I don't know, but it scares me." Therapy becomes the first place Pat practices letting go without the world collapsing. Obsessive-compulsive personality disorder isn't about being neat or liking rules. It's about fear. Fear disguised as precision, control, and responsibility. Pat is still learning. Learning to loosen the grip. Learning that relationships need flexibility, not perfection. And learning something even harder. Her worth does not depend on flawless order, but on the courage to live beyond it. If you or someone you know is struggling, you do not have to carry it alone. Visit our website to book a session and take the first step towards healing.